What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is yours truly, Fitz. How you guys doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Sorry for a small hiatus. Just been busy. You guys know how it is. So without further ado, let's go over the top 5 most game-changing, basically the best Gen 5 Pokemon coming to Pokemon GO. Now, all these Pokemon are going to change the game in some shape or form. In this case, mostly being the best of its typing once it comes out. Kyurem is a dragon and ice type here, and what it's going to be best at is honestly the ice typing. Now, it is weak to Dragon Fairy, Fighting Rock and Steel. It has quite a few weaknesses that we're not really accustomed to for being a dragon type. So let's go ahead and look at some of the moves that Kyurem can learn, right, from the main series game, because this is what Niantic's going to draw off of. Icy Wind, Ice Beam, Dragon Breath, Dragon Pulse, Blizzard, Outrage, still the same thing, Dragon Pulse, I think I already said that. It's all the same. So I put up a scenario saying, what is going to be Kyurem's best moveset paired with the best ice attackers in the game. So if we look at Kyurem right here, we got Dragon Tail and Ice Beam being the best possible ice moveset for Kyurem, with a 1656 DPS, a 938 TDO, and then a 938 TDO, and a 4262 total. But Mewtwo is roughly the best ice attacker in the game. Well, okay, Mammoth Swine is, let's be honest, but Mewtwo is up there, and it's in the same category as Kyurem, not having an ice quick move. So Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Ice Beam comes out at 1557, 695 TDO with a 2626 combined. Now Mammoth Swine, the Ice King, Powder Snow, Avalanche, 1564 DPS, 640 TDO, and coming in only at 2449. So you could argue that Mewtwo is a little bit better actually because of its TDO, but DPS does make a factor when you're trying to fight against the clock. But notice that Kyurem, even though it does not have a ice quick move, is going to be the best ice attacker with Ice Beam alone. So that's something to take into consideration. As far as dragon types, we'll get there in a second because our next Pokemon is Zekrom. Zekrom is going to be a monster. Now, this isn't the nerfed stats. Niantic likes to incorporate a 9% nerf. Now, the issue with that is Niantic going to do it? Is it going to be 9%? Is it going to be 7%? Is it going to be 1%? We really don't know. Of course, like I said, it's usually 9% from the past experiences that we've had. But like I said, we don't know. It's Niantic. They could leave it. We do not know. So it's weak to Dragon Fairy, Ground, and Ice, and it really resists Electric, and it resists Fire, Flying, Grass, Steel, and Water. So again, let's look at the moves. So some of the moves I can learn that currently are in Pokemon GO is Ancient Power, Thunderbolt, Dragon Breath, Zen Headbutt, Dragon Claw, Crunch, Thunder, Outrage, Bolt Strike, even Hyper Voice is actually in the game. Bolt Strike is not in the game, I'm sorry. I think it's an exclusive move. Thunderbolt, I think if I said Charge Beam will be its quick move. It could be Volt Switch, but I'm banking on Charge Beam. Dragon Tail, there's Wild Charge. We got Draco Meteor, Shockwave, nope. Thunder Punch, that's interesting. Zen Headbutt, Signal Beam. Okay, so how I sized this Pokemon up was with both Electric and Dragon types. So at the top here we got Zekrom with Charge Beam and Wild Charge. Is 1756 DPS, 1032 TDO, coming in a whopping 5591. That's insane. Raikou is the second best electric type, but not, well, actually kind of by a lot. Thundershock Wild Charge, you get a 1558 DPS, a 719 TDO, the 2724 total. And Electivire is the best actual electric type in the game right now, 1724 DPS. So yes, Zekrom actually beats Electivire, even though Charge Beam kinda sucks. Very interesting, right? TDO is leagues behind Zekrom. I mean, Zekrom almost doubles it. It's insane because of Zekrom and its tankiness. Also put into effect, depending on the situation, Zekrom could be resisting the Pokemon that you're trying to raid against. Like, if it's a water Pokemon, Zekrom's gonna resist that. Electivire is not. That's where Zekrom really comes in handy. This TDO is gonna be even more massive, right, than Electivire. So Zekrom will take the cake when it comes to electric types if it gets this moveset. And of course we do have an exclusive move to look forward to as well, but we still don't have Aeroblast or what is it? I can't believe I'm forgetting this because it's my favorite Pokemon. Ho-Ohs. What is it? It's Sacred Fire. Thank you. Jeez. We still don't have that either, which I'm pretty upset about. So we'll have to see. Mewtwo's getting Side Strike, but what about Lugia and Ho-Oh? Whatever. Now, if we look at Zekrom from a Dragon standpoint, and Reshiram actually falls in this category too, because Reshiram and Zekrom have the same stats, and they have the same access to Dragon Breath and Outrage. Well, with Dragon Breath and Outrage, Zekrom 1946 DPS, 1144 total with, or TDO, excuse me, with an 8430 total. Rayquaza, the king of dragons right now, with Dragon Tail and Outrage, 1881, 785, 5227. So Zekrom and Reshiram would blow Rayquaza out of the water as is right now. Again, the nerfs, who knows? But as we see it right now, let's just pretend that it's going to be this way. Zekrom will blow Rayquaza out of the water. Will we revisit this when the nerf happens? If it happens? Absolutely. But as we see it right now, this is what we're looking at. Now, of course, the next one's Reshiram, but we're looking at it from a fire type perspective. We just covered Zekrom and the dragon type, and Reshiram will do the same thing. It has access to the same dragon moves. The interesting thing is the fire moves. Fire Fang will be its best fire quick move, and of course it has access to, you guessed it, Overheat. So let's go ahead and look at the TDO compare. Moltres is the best fire type in the game right now as it stands. Fire Spin and Overheat gives it a 1611 DPS, 694 TDO with a total of 2906, right? It is very hard to highlight these. Reshiram, though, with Fire Fang and Overheat, gives it an 1820 DPS. That's leagues above Moltres. A 1070 TDO and a whopping 6451 total. That's just insane. There are no arguments over this one. This is insane. I do believe, even with the nerf, Reshiram will remain king of fire types, even with this moveset. So, I think Zekrom might lose to Electivire. I don't know. Look at the difference in the TDOs, guys. I would still say Zekrom might have a lower DPS than Electivire, but it'll be the best electric type even with a nerf. Same thing with Zekrom as a dragon type. In Reshiram, that nerf, man, even 9%, I don't know. We'll have to revisit, like I said. The next Pokemon, Conkeldurr. This is going to be game-changing. It's going to be one of the best fighting... Well, it is going to be the best fighting type in the game. Weak to Fairy, Flying, and Psychic. And if we reload the page here, we'll go over the moveset. It's not going to load, but that's okay, because I already have it in the TDO compare. And thankfully, Conkeldurr does have access to Counter and Dynamic Punch. Well, so does Machamp. So if we look at Machamp, 1620, 619, 2634. But Conkeldurr with the same moveset, 1753, 744, 4008. So Conkeldurr is, of course, going to be the new king of fighting types. And I know that's kind of depressing because a lot of us have maxed out Machamps or have spent resources on a team of 6 of Machamps because it was so useful, guys. For 4 generations of Pokemon, Machamp is so useful. So don't feel too upset about it. Machamp is still going to be the second best fighting attacker. So with that in mind, don't feel too bad. Conkeldurr will just be your next investment along with Machamp so you can mix your team up. Now, next one's Volcarona. A lot of YouTubers have been talking about this. I mean, that attacks at 264, 189, 198 stamina. Niantic might not nerf this. That's the thing. That's why we gotta talk about these without a nerf. Because Niantic might be like, well, it's 36, 32. That's not bad. Tag 264. Well, that's not as high as some of the other ones. You know, we got Slacking way up there, we got Rayquaza, we got some other Pokemon with high attacks. We'll keep it the way it is, right? So that's why we gotta talk about these Pokemon as they are right now, because who knows how Niantic's gonna treat it. Now, as you already can tell, this is going to be the best bug type, and that's what we're purely going to cover. It has a lot of access to fire moves that aren't in the game, and some that are. Fire Spin, Bug Buzz. It does have access to Overheat. Leech Life is in the Game Master file, by the way. Let's see, Zen Headbutt. There's Bug Bite, Signal Beam, Heat Wave. So. But let's look at it from a bug perspective. The best bug type right now is Scissor with Fury Cutter and X Scissor, coming in at 1325 DPS, 480 TDO, and 1119 total. Volcarona with Bug Bite and Bug Buzz comes at 1449, which is over more than 1 DPS, so that's nice. 623 TDO and an 1898 total. Now, if we look at Volcarona from a fire perspective, Fire Spin and Overheat, 1627. Now, if you note, that's better than Moltres if Volcarona does not get nerfed. The TDO, 700. Moltres, 694. Volcarona is better than Moltres if it doesn't get nerfed. Total, 3019. Moltres, 2906. So, I really don't think Volcarona is going to get nerfed. I sincerely believe it's not going to. So, it will not only be the best the best bug type, but it could be the best fire type. Again, that depends on how much they're going to nerf Reshiram and Zekrom. But if they don't get nerfed a whole lot, Volcarona will be the second best fire type. Meaning powering up Moltres kind of stinks. Again, it's been the best fire type Pokemon for the past like 4 generations. So it's not really a huge deal. It's the same boat as Machamp, so you shouldn't feel too bad. But Moltres is really going to get knocked down to the 3rd tier, though, if everything remains the same. Okay, so Chandelure. This is interesting Pokemon because we've already covered 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're probably wondering, why are you covering Chandelure? Well, it's an interesting Pokemon. I figured I wanted to cover it because of that attack set is insane. It's got a lot of weaknesses. It's got some decent resistances though too. But I wanted to incorporate it because of the attack stat. Now it has access to Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Flame Charge, Hex. Hex is going to be its downfall, and you'll see in a second. Overheat. So it has access to really good fire moves, right? Except it doesn't have access to Fire Stream. Or does it? Heat Wave. Oh yeah, it does, right here. Prior Evolution. Okay. I thought I was losing my mind there for a second. So, let's look at Chandelure real quick. With Hex and Shadow Ball, it comes in at 1582 DPS, 523 TDO, and a 2073 total. Well, Gengar with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball, 1701 DPS, so it looks like it's going to remain king. 468 TDO, but it does edge out Chandelure in total with a 2307. So, Gengar is still going to be a monster with Shadow Claw. Plain and simple. With Hex, though, it looks like it's going to lose. It's going to lose. I could add that in there. It should lose. Because Shadow Claw is such a superior move to Hex with damage output. That's interesting. I also want to look at Chandelure from a fire perspective. Fire Spin, Overheat, 1729. That beats out Volcarona right here at 1627. And that beats out Moltres at 1611 for DPS only. But look at the TDO, 572. Volcarona's is 700. Moltres is 700. Reshiram's still going to be pretty high. So the total for Chandelure is 2960. Volcarona's is 3019. Oh, wow, Moltres is lower, so Moltres would not be as good per se, depending on the matchup. And of course, Reshiram is ridiculous. So we really have to sit back and see about how these nerfs are going to work. Now, there's one Pokemon that you guys are probably thinking, Fitz City, what are you doing? What are you doing? Excadrill is going to be better than Groudon. Or is it? You guys, I've seen a lot of people make assumptions, Excadrill, that Mudshot and Drill Run, because this is it's a signature move. Drill Run. Come on. I must have space in here. Oh, I do. That's going to be better than Groudon. Well, you guys are forgetting something. Groudon and Kyogre still have their signature moves, Precipice Blades and Origin Pulse, in the code, and they've had it forever. Now that's for Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, but that just means that they're going to be stronger anyway. And then they're going to get this move. Precipice Blades and Origin Pulse do 130 damage. It's a 1-bar move. It only takes 1.7 seconds to go off. Now to compare that, so you can put numbers to it, let's put Groudon with Mudshot and Precipice Blades. And let's compare those two to see if Excadrill even has a chance. So at the bottom here, Mudshot, Drill Run, Excadrill, 1601 DPS. That's fantastic. TDO 586 with a total of 2407. Okay. Groudon actually fails in the DPS category, but not by much. 1576. But its TDO is 835, and it is leagues above when you total that out. It's no contest. Now, again, like I said, Primal Groudon's going to get a stat boost anyway. Maybe it's 1%, maybe it's 2%. It does not matter. It's going to make Groudon stronger than already in this little simulation that we did right now. So Excadrill will temporarily beat Groudon when it comes out. But overall, there's no way. Groudon will remain king once again. So if I had to say anything, maybe max out a really good high IV Excadrill, especially 100% if you get one. But don't go crazy, because those Groudons are going to come in handy. And depending on how Niantic incorporates Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre remains to be seen. But one day it will remain king in the ground Pokemon Kingdom. So don't go crazy on Excadrills because of this. So there you guys have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think there's any other Pokemon that are going to rival the top spot in their respective typings? Let me know in the comment section down below. Smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Be a part of the Fitz City fam. That's your boy Fitz City. I'm signing off. See you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.